Hey everybody, it's me, Bullwinkle.
Hey, it's Bullwinkle! First Santa, now Bullwinkle. Man, I am blessed.
Hey, that's right why I'm here, guys. It's because I didn't get any presents from Santa last week. I was on the show once, but you know what? Me and Jane Moosefield, we're gonna demand some presents.
Uh, what does Jane Moosefield have to say about that, I wonder?
Hello, handsome. This is a recording.
Ho, 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 ho. I heard someone summon me.
Yes, Santa, I've been a very good boy this year.
Is that Bullwinkle?
Yeah, of course this was me. Who else has a voice like this?
You sound a lot like Alan Thicke. Ho, ho, ho.
Hey, Santa, that's an insult. I don't sound like Bullwinkle.
Whatever you say, Bullwinkle, or Alan Thicke, I'm sorry.
Oh, Lord.
I agree with you on that, Chico. So you want me to get you something for Christmas, Bullwinkle?
Yes, Santa. As soon as you get a hold of yourself, you have to give me my present.
Let me see what I have here. I don't know if he'd like this. Well, he wouldn't like that. Okay, I think he'd like this. All right. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, Bullwinkle, I've got a gift for you. It's a Raising Cane's napkin.
Oh, just what I always wanted. Now I can have the experience of eating Texas toast with my Raisin Cane's napkin.
Don't forget the coleslaw. Oh, oh, oh.
Oh, of course. Who can ever forget the delicious coleslaw from Raisin Cane's?
It is delicious.
Oh, you're darn right it's delicious. We have one at the North Pole. I go there at least 5 times a week.
5 times a week? How do you control going to the bathroom all the time?
What? Is there some sort of correlation between canes and going to the bathroom?
It's not Taco Bell, Moose.
Didn't Bullwinkle advertise for Taco Bell back in the 90s?
Yeah, right. I did advertise for Taco Bell. Me and Rocky, we advertised everything about Taco Bell back in 1983.
Let me find something else for you. I don't think that napkin's good enough for you.
Oh, God.
Bullwinkle, I got you a letter opener.
A letter opener?
So you can open that fan mail without damaging your fingers. Ho, ho, ho.
I haven't opened my fan mail since 1964, so this is exactly what I need.
That's why I do it. Ho, ho, ho.
We do a lot of things, Santa, especially in the bedroom, Mrs. Claus.
That's why I call her my little ho ho ho.
God bless us, everyone!
Oh wait, I got one more thing you could use. How would you like a whammy?
Put me down, Sarah.
Well, you're going to be Bullwinkle's bitch. Ho, 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 ho.
I'm nobody's bitch.
Well, sucks to be you then, whammy.
Opening, please!
An anthology on the bad, the short-lived, and the forgotten shows and events in television history. You are listening to It Was a Thing on TV.
On this week's Super Train Mystery, Hail to the Chief. Two dwarfs and a magician replace a presidential candidate with a double so real, even his wife can't tell.
Episode 524, Submission 1377. A Very Merry Mix-Up. A Very Merry Mix-Up aired on the Hallmark Channel on November 10th, 2013. I don't think we've had many 2013 entries. I'd have to check to see what we've covered from 2013 on this podcast.
I can think of one, I think.
Okay, Super Bowl 47 we covered. What Would Ryan Lochte Do we've covered. And that puppet game show.
What would Ryan Lochte do? I give it 3 swims.
That's probably what he would have given this movie, which is being generous.
Well, that's out of 1,000 swims.
1,000 swims.
It's not a good movie.
Yeah, that's the joke. All these Hallmark Christmas movies are the same damn movie.
I was just about to say, yeah, you hear that old joke about the Hallmark movies? 15 different casts, 7 different settings, and 1 plot.
One plot. It's basically all crazy shenanigan happens. Oh no, this is crazy shenanigans happen. What will we ever do? Oh, we gotta fix the crazy shenanigan. Oh, now we fixed the crazy shenanigan, and now everything's happily ever after. Yay!
Roll credits.
There's a Pluto TV channel dedicated to Hallmark Christmas movies.
If you are the female lead in a Hallmark Christmas movie, you might as well just be queen of the network. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. But let's be honest, there is one reason we're covering this movie. Considering in the 5 to 6 years we've covered this podcast, we've never done a Hallmark Christmas movie. We've never done one. But the reason I did was because Alicia Witt's in this. And that's why I did this movie, Chico. Because I want to sit through this movie for the people of this podcast, just because I appreciate Alicia Witt so much.
Well, everybody appreciates Alicia Witt. I mean,
yeah, I know, but I wanted to do this for your entertainment, people. That's what we do this podcast for. You, the audience. You, the listening audience. You pay nothing for this podcast. So you get every penny's worth of your freedom to listen to us suffer for your entertainment.
pretty much.
Always ad free.
Always ad free, people. Even though there's a lot of changes coming to this podcast next year, one thing that'll never change is this podcast is always going to be ad free. Except when we put old commercials in.
Because you love those old commercials.
Yeah. Basically, all you need to know is Alicia Witt's in this movie. And just about nobody else.
It's Alicia Witt and a whole lot of nobodies.
Yeah. So we don't even need to go through the cast of this movie. We need to just go through the basics of this movie. So, Chico, Alicia Witt, she owns like a little shop, like in New York City.
New York City?
Yeah, and the thing of it is, she just didn't decide to wake up and buy an antique shop.
No, this was her dad's antique shop. She inherited this antique shop.
Yeah, unfortunately, her father is no longer with us, and that's a bit of a point of contention for her. I mean, she likes the antique shop like she likes her father, because they're both old and old. But she does have a partner in her antique shop and in life in general, and that would be Will Mitchum.
Will Mitchum?
Yes, Will Mitchum. He is a big city power broker who loves to get deals done, it would appear.
Yeah, there's one thing about Will Mitchum. He loves to make deals.
He'd be Monty Hall making all the deals.
He'd be Howie Mandel making all these deals.
He'd be Wayne Brady making all the deals. So yeah, we have a Chad who is power hungry and money hungry, and a manic pixie dream girl who certainly deserves better.
Yeah, you could definitely tell she could do much better than this dweeb, this jerk.
So now we have, after we go through what many people would think is just the most boring story about time freezing for everybody upon meeting somebody. Pay attention, this becomes important later.
Okay.
We fast forward to apparently an important dinner in New York City. Now, if you're in New York City, you're at a New York City steakhouse, what do you have for dinner? I get the smoothest potatoes ever. I get some surf and turf, some nice surf and turf.
Yeah.
Whole lot of butter, whole lot of herb compound butter. I mean, just give it all of it. And I know, because I am somebody's guest, I am not paying a single dime for this.
Yeah, you're not paying a single dime for this great meal. Isn't that right, Mike?
That's being dickish. Come on.
Wait. We haven't gotten to dickish yet, Mike. You're getting ahead of ourselves here.
But you're looking at the menu, you're like, oh, I'm going to buy the Chateaubriand, and I'm going to get the Rothschild wine and the Dom Perignon champagne because I'm not paying for it. That's just cruel.
Well, that's just me talking, okay? I am a guest of somebody who wants to take me out to dinner. Alicia Witt's character, Alice, is being taken out to dinner by Will, who is played by some guy.
Some jabroni actor from Canada, probably.
Some jabroni from Canada is playing Will Mitchum.
I'm sure the guy in real life, whoever plays him, is a good guy.
Scott Gibson?
Still,
yeah, he's probably a good guy. Who knows?
yeah, but Will Mitchum, he's a jerk. He's a real jerk.
But here's the thing. There is an ulterior motive for him taking Alice, real stretch of the imagination there, writers, out to dinner.
Oh, why is he taking Alice out to dinner, Chico? Oh, wait a minute. I know what's going to happen. Oh, wait. Alice is the love of Will Mitchum's life. And so you're not going to believe what he does, Chico. He's going to ask her for marriage. He's going to propose to her.
Yep. And after he's done with a fancy tofu dish, that's exactly what he does. Yes, he orders a tofu dish in a New York City steakhouse.
Who does that? Who would order tofu at a steakhouse?
So, with no real recourse other than to just say yes and get it over with, she says yes and gets it over with.
Yeah, she wants to just get over. She wants to get married, so it's like, okay, I'll go ahead with this. I'm going to get married to this Will Mitchum, the love of my life.
Yep. And now that they're proposed, it's time to tell the future in-laws because...
Yeah, but here's the thing, Chico. So he's going to put his new fiance in a taxi cab. He booked a flight so that she could meet his parents for Christmas. So he's not going to bother coming with her on the plane. You'd think he would do that. No.
Yeah, he has to work. He has to do some work. Doesn't really let Alice in on the nature of the work. All he says is, it's work.
What's the work? Don't worry about it.
Like, I just have to close an important business deal. What kind of business deal? Don't worry about it. I'll join you when we close the deal. You're gonna love it, I swear. So, Alice flies to Beresford, I believe is the name of the town. She goes to the airport by herself, takes the flight by herself, lands by herself, and wouldn't you know it, the airport in Beresford lost her luggage.
What? How does that happen? Now she has no luggage.
Now she has no luggage. And you know who also has no luggage?
Who doesn't have any luggage, Chico?
A man by the name of Matt Mitchum.
What?
Yeah. He has a little priceless little tchotchke that he flew with, and you would have thought that something so little could be a carry-on, but no.
Apparently he couldn't put it as a carry-on, I guess.
So he too is filing a form, a report, if you will, for lost luggage. And he happens to take one look at Alice coming out of the gates. And I don't know if you remember sort of the Star Trek sort of filter where somebody meets some sort of real looker and the vision gets all blurry and whatnot.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know exactly that shot. Yeah, he sees her and he's like, "What?"
That is what the kids call a meet cute.
Oh,
And he looks at her like, I want to do things with her.
but not those things because it's a Hallmark movie. We gotta keep this G rated for the ladies.
Keep it G. Keep it G. So they hear each other's plight and they go get some coffee. And while they're getting some coffee, they're discussing their lost luggage. Meanwhile, back in New York City, Will is on another call.
Huh.
Huh. Odd. Why is he on another call?
Huh, why is he on another call?
Like, what is he trying to do?
But you're not gonna believe this, Chico. Alice, tells Matt about her situation at how she's going to have the proposal announcement to her family, and oh my god, they're gonna know that she's the future Will Mitchum. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Hold on just a second. It turns out that the man that she's talking to is Will Mitchum's brother. But here's the weird thing, Chico. His brother doesn't go by Will. That's kind of weird.
Yeah. His brother goes by Billy.
Billy Mitchum. I think I know why, Chico. Why he went by Will. He didn't want to have his name confused by the jackass from that Donkey Kong movie.
That's Billy Mitchell.
Oh, well, whatever. Billy Mitchell, Billy Mitchum, same thing.
So as he gets up and they part ways, probably never to return again, he turns around really quickly and, oh gosh, gets coffee
Oh, his
all
coffee
over.
all over her. And not only does he get coffee all over, you're not going to believe this. It messes up her phone. Her phone has now been damaged by the coffee.
This illustrates the importance of having a proper phone case.
Yes. Anything that's important if you're buying a cell phone is you always want to get a protective screen. You never want to have the screen like naked.
You need at least 2 layers.
2 layers. You need an OtterBox protector and you need a screen protector. Isn't that true, Mike?
Is this the part of the show where I admit I don't have a screen protector on my phone?
Oh my god. Oh my god, I
why?
didn't just hear that. I did not just hear that.
Because I take care of my phone. I don't put it in situations where it could get scratched up. And generally, it's in my breast pocket of shirts I wear to work. It's not going to get damaged.
I know that, but I also want to have like 5 layers of protection because you never know what could happen.
You're not having sex with it. You don't need to like triple bag it. It's fine. I mean, I do have an OtterBox. That I will swear by. I have OtterBoxes on all my previous phones and my iPad. So I will never say a bad word about OtterBox. I'm totally there with you on that.
Now, you see, if Alice had OtterBox on her phone, she wouldn't have been in this problem.
All right. So Alice has told this guy, Matt, that she is engaged to be married to Will Mitchum. And now they're going to meet the parents. And it just so happens that Matt is also a Mitchum. And he's also there to meet the parents. And Will, he's struggling to call him Will instead of Billy, is his little brother.
Oh, my goodness. Now, hold on a second, Chico. I think that this is an amazing coincidence because what are the odds that she would get engaged to someone and then when she goes to his hometown would meet his brother? What are the odds?
Me don't like him look shifty. It's like there is nothing that sits right here. It's like, you're gonna meet the Mitchums? I'm a Mitchum. We should go together. So while Will is still in the city trying to reach Alice is in the car with Matt. Alice, whose engagement ring, by the way, is 2 sizes too big, drops her engagement ring on the floor, and then Matt, like a complete schmuck, was like, oh, I'll get it. Next thing you know, they crash into a tree.
Oh my God. Yeah. What can you believe that? What are the odds that these two people that just met would crash into a Christmas tree? It's almost like some force is saying something, Chico.
Somebody's trying to tell you something.
Isn't that true, Jade Moosefield?
Hello, handsome. This is a recording.
You know, guys, this is right up Jade Moosefield's alley. She loves this Hallmark crap.
She loves good old-fashioned romance?
Yeah. That's why her and Bullwinkle are such a happy couple.
Because I'll tell you right now, Alice is attached. Matt is not, because he broke up with his girlfriend over, and I'm not kidding, not having an umbrella in the rain. He literally says, I love walks through the rain. As if that's supposed to be some sort of trigger point to the target audience's wherever their gushiness comes from. I don't know.
Listen, if it's raining, I'm staying the hell indoors. I'm not getting outside. I'm not getting outside in the cold ass rain.
All right, so moving on, in what could only be the mother of all HIPAA violations, they are in the same ER together. Like, come on, who does that? They are in, like, the same ER beds together.
Well, I guess they were in the same car, so they probably thought, you know what, we got to get them into the same ER. Like, they arrived together. Clearly, they must be a couple.
Except they're not really, though. But then again, nobody knows this just yet. So, the ER tries to get in contact with Will, but only succeeds in getting contact with Matt's parents and presumably the new in-laws.
Oh, no.
Because apparently they're now a couple and they're supposed to be, well, they're not a couple, but little Billy and Alice is. Surprise! After another set of meet cutes, we're like, okay, the doctor, who I'm convinced is not really a doctor at all, tells them, you're lucky that you only have a few bumps and bruises, but what I want you to do is you cannot sleep for 24 hours.
Apparently, this doctor, I guess, is Dr. Vinny Boombots.
So, I was watching this, I'm half expecting, is she going to lose her memory? Is she going to forget where she is and who she came to see? Just so happens that does not happen like that. And the doctor tries to get up with Will back in New York and can't get through to Will's cell because presumably he's on another call.
Yes, but hold on. Do you know what kind of phone Will has?
What kind of phone does Will have?
He has a BlackBerry phone in 2013.
Of course he does.
Yes.
Of course he does.
He doesn't bother with like an iPhone or those Androids. No. He's like, I'm sticking with this BlackBerry. It's 2013. I don't care what anyone says. I'm going to stick with this BlackBerry ride or die, damn it. But also, it's let's remember, this was produced in Canada, so we all know BlackBerry is like the big thing in Canada.
Another instance that screams produced in Canada, nobody makes mention of how they pay the ER bill.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, nobody does mention that. It's like, oh, you got Bruce. Isn't that funny? Okay, off you go. It's like the hospital in Tecmo Super Bowl whenever you return from injury. Oh, that's missing is the music. Now I just want to see like Alicia Witt run out of the hospital to that music from Tecmo Super Bowl.
So, with nowhere else to go, they head to Matt's house, presumably the in-laws' house now, because now they're going to be one big happy family. They might as well be one big happy family who has to stay awake for 24 hours. What do you do for 24 hours in 2013 in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure iPhones exist, but as we know, apparently in this universe, everybody has a BlackBerry. So obviously you can't do that. And obviously we don't have like Apple TVs aren't really big yet. So you can't go to, I don't know, like Pluto TV or whatever and watch something for like 24 hours.
You can't exactly binge on Orange is the New Black yet.
Was Orange is the New Black on in 2013?
I'm looking. Oh, yes, it was.
Oh, okay. So they could watch that.
They could. All right. So they talk about growing up. They're talking about Will, not Billy, Will, and how he's sort of changed since moving to the big city. And how they used to, you know, do all this stuff like play G.I. Joes and play with flashlights and bake cookies and take pictures and do all of this fun stuff.
But now they don't.
So they use the time that they have to stay awake to play with flashlights, bake cookies, do all of this fun couple stuff. Except she's engaged to his brother.
Yes. His brother. Let's not forget. She is engaged to his brother. So, yeah.
And Mama Mitchum lends Alice some clothes to wear while she's waiting for the luggage. And that's another thing that just doesn't get mentioned again. Nobody knows where the luggage is.
Yeah, we'll never find out what happened to the luggage. That's like a plot thread that will just leave us hanging. Kind of like Beat the Clock 80.
Okay, so Will is taking his sweet time in the city because here's the thing. The deal he's working on is the city block where Alice's antique shop is.
What?
The antique shop that she is hell-bent on keeping open is on the block. And Will is trying to offload it.
What?
For big money.
Big money.
That he's going to split with her.
What?
Will is trying to sell the block that features Alice's antique shop without Alice's consent.
But why would he do this?
Because he's all about the deal, okay? He's all about the ching ching money money bling bling.
He wants to make that money. Wants to make that F money so he can get those breads. Well, you know what? He's too fancy to go with the Olive Garden.
I got the button for that.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Thank you, Shane.
But he can't get through to Alice to tell him about this because Alice's phone has no OtterBox. By the way, us mentioning OtterBox all the time, this is not an advertisement. This is a declaration of love.
Yes, because as we've said on this podcast, there's no ads on this podcast.
Never had it? Never will.
Any product that we plug on this podcast is with love. So it's free advertising for OtterBox. So
You're welcome, by the way. Okay, so Alice's phone is still ruined. Will can't get a hold of her. Will just thinks, must be in a dead spot or something. And meanwhile, his parents are saying that Alice never showed up.
wait, hold on a second. But we've seen his parents, right?
Have we, though?
What do you mean?
We've seen a guy who says that he is Will's brother. And we've seen his parents. But have we seen Will's parents?
Yes, we just saw Will's parents, right? Well, if those aren't Will's parents, who could they have possibly been?
I don't know. All we know is Will's parents say that she never showed up. Meanwhile, Matt and Alice are starting to get a little simpatico, shall we say. Actually, let's just say she's flattered. He's reading into this more than what is there, but she is very flattered. And we learn that Matt happens to work with clocks. And of course, one of Alice's favorite stories is how we have two people at a meet cute. They fall in love with each other, and all of a sudden, time stands still.
Wow, what a coincidence. This movie's so full of coincidences, Chico. It's like, how could there be so many coincidences?
It's like somebody is carefully writing a script on nothing more than a couple of Red Bulls and an old video of Roman Holiday. It would make sense if you saw Roman Holiday. Anyway, so we're gathering around Matt and Alice and the two parents to play a game about... Tell me if you've played this game before. Each person has to write a nice thing about one another.
No, we've never played that game. We've never played it once. What kind of game is this?
It's the opposite of Festivus.
You have to say something nice about it. You know what? There's no feats of strength. There's no trying to pin down George Costanza to end this. No, I'm not down with this.
It's like reverse Festivus. And then you have to go around and guess who wrote what. Like, if I were to write, okay, Mike is incredibly smart. And Greg has a joie de vivre that I can only hope to match.
And the whammy is incredibly greedy.
That's one of his good traits? Oh. Okay, so every answer is super obvious. And this is basically just filling time and exposition and...
Yeah, this is just the exposition dump of the movie.
By the way, while all of this is going on, they're waiting for little Billy Mitchum to come home to the parents and be reunited with Alice, except for one thing.
Okay, yeah, it's going to be definitely about the deal, right? So he does not know about the deal, so yeah, this. All right, so lay it on me, Chico.
Are you guys ready for this? This is the climactic moment of the movie.
Okay, so it's obviously going to be about the deal, correct?
No.
Wait, what?
This is not about the deal.
Wait, how is this not about the deal?
This is about something else. This is about something better.
Wait, what?
So little Billy Mitchell comes through the door, sight unseen.
Yeah.
Alice grabs him from the back.
What?
He turns around and...
It's not Billy?
You're not Will.
This isn't Will. Wait a minute. This is not Will at all. What is going on here?
You're not Will. Oh my God, I'm in the wrong house.
Well, this explains a lot.
And so all of a sudden, the little switch on everybody's brain, because everybody's talking about Will, and Alice is talking about Will's parents, and Will's parents are like, what? Huh? Like, for example, Alice goes, I'm sorry, I thought you were microbiotic.
Oh yeah, because here's the thing. Like, didn't Alice bake Will's mom something thinking that she was like microbiotic, but she wasn't? And it's like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah. Now you know why, because that is not Will's mama.
Okay, yeah, she's at the wrong house.
She's in the wrong house.
Oh my God, how could that have happened?
The light switch goes from no clue to gets it. This is not the house, and all of a sudden she is very, very, very embarrassed. While the mother gives Alice the phone to try and get back up with Will to see if he's still here or if he's here in town.
Yeah. But okay. In this movie, Chico, they try to say that the last name, Mitchum, is a very common last name. To which I say, no, it is not a very common last name.
No. Smith.
No.
Jones. Brown. Johnson. Perez. These are common last names.
Like, the only Mitchum I ever knew throughout life was Robert Mitchum. And we all know why. It's because he was in that great miniseries, The Winds of War. Everyone appreciates that.
I knew another Mitchum, but it was spelled differently. It was a cruise director named Matt Mitchum. He turned out to be one of the cruise directors on The Real Love Boat, which is the last time I saw him.
Oh my God. All right, Mike, you gotta agree with me, right, about Robert Mitchum.
What about Robert Mitchum?
Yeah, because he ruled in The Winds of War. I mean, we can all agree about that.
Well, it wasn't no Winds of Whoopee, though.
No, it wasn't no Winds of Whoopee.
And we're all still waiting on Whoopee and Remembrance.
Yeah, still waiting on that. Maybe in 2025.
Okay, so Will shows up. The real, presumably real Will, shows up to pick her up and take her to his family's Christmas gathering. Now let's do a little comparison, shall we? The Mitchum family, Matt's family, has this small bungalow. The halls are right and properly decked.
But this family, oh, this is a snooty family. Ugh. It's all rich stuff.
It's like a luxury condo from hell.
And when we go into Will's room, we see a trophy. And it's like, oh, is this a sport trophy? No, this is a trophy for me selling like 200 pounds of fertilizer when I was in the Cub Scouts. To which I say, who the hell would want to celebrate that shit? Literally.
I see what you did there, Greg. But yeah, it's like her mother-in-law is sort of a snooty air kiss sort, and her future father-in-law pretty much takes after Will. And this was all very sterile, very dark, almost demure celebration of the holidays. And so while Alice is making herself at home, still no luggage, by the way.
Yeah, still never gets her luggage.
Matt comes to Will's house and takes Alice to a nearby park where she shows her a bench that he built, because he likes to build things, featuring a quote from Shakespeare. I just so happen to have this quote, if I may bring it up real quick.
Is it to be or not to be?
No, it is not. Here it
Oh.
is. Here we will sit and let the sounds of music creep in our ears. Soft stillness as the night becomes the touches of sweet harmony.
That's not really a great saying.
Rare miss from Billy Shakespeare. What can I say? At this point, you can definitely see there's a clear divide between who we are rooting for and who we are rooting against.
Yes. So, okay, now we get into the big reveal, okay, with the shop. So Will's going to reveal, hey, guess what, Alice? I made a deal on the city block where your store is. Without telling you, I wanted it to be a surprise. And guess how much money I made, okay? I made $3.5 million on this sale. And I gotta say, he got really swindled on the deal. $3.5 million for one city block. You could have like negotiated that to like 10 million or something.
This is why he fails. He's too concentrated on the details and not the whole picture.
But she's like, but that's my shop. That's my dad's old shop. But it's like, oh yeah, but you can just get another shop. I mean, yeah, we can get like a bigger shop, you know? It's like, okay, and you'll have all these fancy stuff. You could have like your own staff or whatever. And so it's like, who cares? And it's like, oh God, dude, you don't get it, do you?
Yeah. So she has to step outside. And while she's outside, she runs into Grandpa Mitchum, he of the Matt Mitchums, and she gives her something that Matt made for her. It's a little trinket with a little watch, which is pretty cool.
He has a pretty nice watch. I like that he built it himself. That's a pretty cool watch. I got to give him credit for that.
So she comes back to Will's house and presents her with the second part of the gift. Okay, not only is she a millionaire, but he's found a new space for her store. Better street, bigger space, a right and proper store, and a lease agreement already drawn up. All she needs to do is sign, and it's hers.
No, she's not going to sign this.
No, she's not. No, she's not. She has to go into the bathroom, and she reaches for her pocket. And she finds the clock, which just stopped at 11:58 for some reason. Now, remember, if you paid attention to Alice's phone, 11:58 is when they first met, and also when her phone went kaput.
Yeah, from the coffee. Because she didn't bother to protect her phone.
So Alice finally says, you sold my place. You found this new place for me, all without telling me. Bridge too far. We're done. It's over. Did I just quote Damien Priest now? I was like, you're washed. It's over. So she runs to the park where she was just looking at all the benches that Matt made. She goes to find her, and apparently he's been waiting for her this whole time?
What? Why was he waiting for her the whole time? I don't understand.
I just had this feeling.
He just had this feeling like something like this was going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that totally happens all the time, Chico.
It's like, and then she goes to Matt and says, I spent this entire time trying to be something I'm not for somebody I don't care about. And now I know who I am. I'm the girl who loves family and the girl who loves romance. And I'm the girl who loves you. and they kiss and they wish each other Merry Christmas. And there is one more scene, and I think it might be sometime later, where they're back in the shop, and you think it's sort of circling back to the beginning, but no, it's Alice and Matt finding more antiques, and among the antiques is
What is it? Oh,
a vintage engagement ring from World War One.
oh,
And yet Matt doesn't do anything with it.
that's crap, Matt. Why? You had your chance and you blew it.
It's almost like this whole thing was all about the chase for Matt. It's like the dog chasing the car. Dog catches the car, and now it's like, okay, I got it. What do you want me to do here? But yeah, that's the way the movie ends, with them just kissing and confessing their love for each other as they pan to a music box which has them walking in the snow, fade to black, here's the credits, DCG Actra, all that stuff. Greg and I were actually talking about this movie, and I'm thinking to myself, Greg probably has zero clue what I was talking about. He probably had to research it, but I just said, in my own headcanon, it takes a little bit of time, but Alice goes from antique dealer to trad wife to single mom. Because, as we all know, the trad wife to single mom pipeline is real.
So, that's the movie. And I'll just say this. This is every goddamn Hallmark movie all rolled into one. Okay? This is like every trope is in this damn movie. So, that's an hour and 30 minutes of your life that you'll probably never get back. But you know what? You saw it for Alicia Witt. That's what you came here for. And yeah, you can go home happy. Well, I went home happy. Chica probably went home happy.
I just went home.
Well, I was home, so I couldn't go anywhere. And besides, it's snowing outside. So it's like, I'm not going to. Well, yeah, this movie says, you can go outside, but it's like, no, I'm not going to go outside. I'm not going to go outside. Goddamn snow. So what did we learn from this movie?
If you're going to meet your future in-laws, make sure you get pictures of them first.
Yeah, it helps that if you have like a picture. See, if Will had sent her a picture, this never would have happened.
But no, Will was basically being Glengarry, Glen Ross up in here. Always be closing, always be dealing. Took his eyes off the prize, didn't even realize what he had, and yeah.
Well, just hope that Alice and Matt ended up happy. But as far as this movie from 2013 on Hallmark goes, this certainly was a very merry thing on TV. Before we end today's episode, I just want to mention that this is, if you're listening on Place to Be Nation, our final drop at the Place to Be Nation Pop Experience. We will be delivering our episodes of It Was a Thing on TV exclusive to our regular Podbean feed at itwasathingontv.com starting on Monday with the year in review. So before we end this episode, I just want to thank the following people who have helped us at Place to Be Nation over the years. First is Todd Weber, who helped us get our first 59 episodes onto the Place to Be Nation Pop Experience back in 2019 and 2020. The other one is Jennifer Smith, who helped us out getting on here on the Place to Be Nation Pop Experience back in 2019. And the current contributors and moderators over at the Place to Be Nation Pop Experience, Andy Afferton and Steve Riddle. You guys were a great help with us. And just remember, for those of you on Place to Be Nation, I'm not going anywhere. I'm still doing Wrestle Tracks with Scott Criscolo over on the wrestling feed. And we got a new episode of that coming up later on this week on the Place to Be Nation wrestling feed with our Christmas/New Year's episode. So stay tuned for that. It's been a pleasure being here on the Place B Nation Pop Experience. And let's close this episode out. Well, guys, starting on Monday, as our episodes will now be exclusive to our Podbean feed starting that week, we're going to review our annual list on TV of all the things in 2024. And there was a lot of things on TV in 2024. And I believe we're going to be watching one of those things on TV that we're going to be talking about like this weekend, I believe, that we talked about in our preamble before we started recording.
Yep, that's going to be among the things that happened in 2024 that will become the things on TV in the future.
So, we hope that you'll be looking forward to our year-end review episode when we come to you with our next episode of It Was a Thing on TV. Thanks for listening to this episode. Hope to catch you on the Podbean feed starting on Monday. And we'll see you with the year in review next time. Rawr!
Christmas is almost here, and on the Hallmark Channel, we won't let you forget it with our countdown to Christmas. From the people who bring you one-sentence greeting cards comes 21 full-length original Christmas movies coming this December. Lydia leaves her big city job to run her grandmother's Christmas tree farm, and sparks fly when she crosses paths with her high school sweetheart. The only catch, he's young Santa.
Is that your fiancé who lives in the city?
Come on, pick up. It's either me or Christmas, Lydia.
He works too much, so it's okay if I cheat on him.
Jessica Normal and Canadian handsome Chris Bearstick star in Yes, Santa. It's quantity over quality, people, and we are just blasting your ass with these. Michelle is a single mother and struggling baker whose Christmas wish goes horribly wrong. Now she's trapped in a snow globe, and the only person who can get her out before Christmas is her black coworker with no backstory.
Marcus, I'm in here.
Now, what in the world?
He says that same line 4 separate times. It's Kitchen Christmas Wish. Whether she's that girl from Party of Five or he's that guy from Desperate Housewives, you'll be asking, wait, how do I know that actor? All filmed during 1 month in Ottawa. Can you spot the sets we use multiple times? Hint, hint, the gazebo. Sarah qualified for the Kingdom's Christmas Ice Skating Prize, but when she hits her head and gets amnesia, she forgets her ice skating routine and accidentally becomes a princess, starring a once famous, now very Christian actress, Meredith DeVoe Ellis. And Chris Bearstick. We got him to be in 2 of these for no pay.
You look familiar. Did I know you before I hit my head?
I'm the prince, and you will be my princess.
Another proposal.
Rudolph, will you bring my sleigh around?
What? It's Prince Santa. Hallmark, this is our Super Bowl. Christmas, Santa, Christmas.
And